Hello guys, my name is Eric Dooms and today I'm going to be talking about the time where me and my friend had to go to the Boundary Waters on a camping trip. Have you guys ever had to face the adversity of the wild without the help of civilization? Well, me and my friend Craig Herman, we actually had the chance to do this our sophomore year of high school. This is when we took a fishing and camping trip to the Boundary Waters. And if you don't know what the Boundary Water is, it is the border water between Canada and Minnesota. So in this, I'm going to be talking about the hardships of living in the outdoors, and that's going to be throughout the whole thing: canoeing, hiking, camping, and finding food to survive. So the first topic I will be talking about is the trip in. It was actually really hard. So to start, it was a 6-hour trip in total, which we canoed through 6 lakes and 5 portages. And if you don't know what a portage is, it is when you're canoeing and you get to the land, you need to put the canoe on top of your head, have your backpack, and you hike across the land until you get to the next lake and you can continue your journey. So this took a total of 6 hours, and to make things worse, it was actually snowing and it was about 30 degrees. But once we get there, it's not over. You need to set up camp and find dry firewood to set up for the whole week. The second topic I will be talking about is obtaining food. So how we did this is we were fishing for walleye, which is actually a very delicious fish if it's cooked right. So the first day we were fortunate enough to have enough fish to last us throughout. So after we catch the fish, you have to bring it back to camp, and we were taught how to fillet the fish and gut the fish and eventually cook the fish for the rest of our group, which was about 6 guys in total. And so for the third topic that I'll be talking about is, although it was hard, it was actually a very humbling experience. And the reason I say this is because when you're out in the wilderness with no help from civilization, you realize that this is actually a very hard thing to do. And it was nice to unplug from the internet, social media, cell phone, because there was no cell towers. So that means no social media, no Snapchat, no Facebook. We didn't know what was going on in the news, and it was actually just very nice to unplug and get away from that. And another thing, it was just every day you would wake up and the only thing you worry about is staying dry, staying warm, and surviving. So to come to a conclusion, it was a very hard trip, and it brought out the best in me and it brought out the worst in me. I would say it brought out the best in me because I learned how, I had to persevere and not give up every day. Even though how hard things were, you just had to keep on going to survive. And I say it brought out the worst of me because it puts things into perspective, and it really exploits your weaknesses about how dependent you are. So I would say that I would really strongly, if anyone has the chance to do this, I would recommend this strongly. It was a very fun trip and it was very hard. So if you're looking for a challenge, I recommend you try something like this. Thank you for listening, and that was about my trip to the Boundary Waters.